Hello, I'm Josh from the Wine Tastings Guide, and I'm tasting another cellar pole today. Today it's a Loire Valley White from France. It's from Pepiere, or Marc Olivier is the name of the producer, but the domain is Pepiere. It's a Muscadet, which is from the further kind of west part of the Loire Valley near the sea. Muscadet, a lot of people think of them as very light, innocuous, kind of really insipid wines that don't have a lot of flavor, are very just kind of refreshing and cold. But in fact, the best Muscadet can be really compelling. There's an ocean of Muscadet that's made that is just very cheaply made stuff that is not very good. But the best producers, if you look for them, they make some excellent wines. And this is arguably one of the best of them. They make a few different wines, but one of their top wines is called the Clos de Briords, Clos, an enclosed vineyard. So this is a single vineyard wine from older vines. It's called the Cuvée Vieille Vigne, which means old vine cuvée. And this is from 2006. Now, one thing is, a lot of people think that light white wines should just be drank young, and that they're not going to get any better, that they won't age long. But these have a lot of balance. They have a lot of intensity and minerality and acidity to them in their youth, and in their youth they can actually be pretty intense and wound up, and can age. I'm not going to say that even these you'd want to hold on to for 100 years like a nice port, or even 20-30 years like a Burgundy or Bordeaux, but this at 10 years of age, I'm curious to see how it is. I haven't tasted a bottle for a few years. In its youth, again, it was very, very intense. It has a very firm kind of mineral backbone to it that's almost like drinking granite that's finely ground, very fine texture to it, but also a real saline character to it, kind of a salty sea air kind of smell and taste to it that's really nice and wonderful with lighter foods. Although these are not full-bodied wines, it does have a great intensity to it that has a lot of presence on the palate. Now, at 10 years since the vintage, this has definitely changed a little bit. It's almost got a little bit of a honeyed character coming out. It's interesting, when it started kind of austere and minerally, now it's showing a little bit of almost like a little bit of a honey fruit coming out. There's still that minerality to it, but definitely a little honey, a little kind of dried fruit, like maybe dried apricot kind of thing peeking out there. This is a little bit cold, so it might not be showing as much as it would. Ooh, that's really nice. It's got a lot of the character it did in its youth, but it's actually fleshed out. I would say it's a more full-bodied wine now, almost bordering on many white Burgundies with a few years of age. Not the same flavors or character necessarily, but it's got kind of a more oily texture to the mouthfeel, whereas at young it had a very kind of filigreed, fine, chalky kind of texture to it. Now it's fleshed out a little bit. It kind of goes along with that honey in the nose. It's a little stickier and rounder. Not sweet at all, still bone dry, but it's really kind of put on a little body and kind of opened up a little bit. Yeah, it's very good. So this is another example of a wine that I think, for the reasons I mentioned earlier, a lot of people just kind of discredit Muscadet or think of it just as a simple, light, quaffing wine that they don't think about. But they can be, for that reason, even the best Muscadet are not expensive. I think this was maybe $18 to $20 when I bought it back when it was released in 2008 or so. And now I think it's as good, if not even better. It's grown a little bit and showing a little bit more than it did at that time. So for a wine that can age and improve like that in bottle and really show some complexity to it, I think it's a great value. I think they're a little more now, probably low 20s or something like that for a new bottle of these, but definitely check it out. Again, it's the Pepiere Clos de Briords. They make some other vineyards and other bottlings that are very good too, but this is one of my favorites. And yeah, outstanding stuff. Cheers. Until next time.